Okay, let's try it again. Bill, can you hear me?
I'm not Bill, but yeah, we can hear you loud.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, approval of the minutes. Could I have a motion to approve all of the minutes? The regular meeting on April 25th, the special meeting on May 2nd, special meeting on May 8th, and the special meeting on May 11th. Could I have a motion in a second?
So moved.
That was Mark.
Okay.
I'll second
Mark.
that motion.
Okay. Oh, Mark, I don't think you can make the motion because you didn't attend all the meetings.
Oh, yep, that's right. I'm sorry. My bad.
Okay, so I will move the motion. This is Dave.
Bill Fuller, were you at all the meetings?
Yes,
Yeah, you can second it then.
second.
All right, motion's been made and seconded to approve all of those minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carried unanimously.
Just a note, I did miss one as well.
Okay. All right, commissioner comments. Mark, why don't you go ahead?
None for me, thanks.
All right. Commissioner Fuller?
Yes, as usual, I want to make a comment about the monthly reports. One thing I did notice is there's a lot of team and committee activity, which is great for getting results that reflect across the department, but also really means a lot to transparency. Lots of accomplishments. It's a pretty thick report. I know Hope Bourne wanted to talk to us before she had to leave on her medical leave, but about talking to us about what we'd like to see in the monthly report. And I guess I'm almost to the point and said it's great now, but I know it does take quite a bit of time and energy to produce that kind of report, but it does produce get a lot of information out across the department in some detail. And I think that's a great addition to the transparency and shows a lot of enthusiasm for the work that's being done. Oh, yes. Great to see the Zenith going all the way up to Seattle. I'm done.
Okay. All right. Commissioner Vadino?
Nothing for me tonight, thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Berger?
I have nothing to add.
Okay, and I have nothing to add either. All right, I don't believe there are any commissioner committees to report. Agenda item 7, memorandum of understanding.
Comments? 5.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, I missed public comments. Are there any public comments? Okay. All right. All right, moving on, since there are no public comments. The MOU regarding the facilities HVAC specialist. Could I have a motion and a second to approve that MOU?
I'll move that particular MOU, Mr. Chairman, the facilities HVAC specialist MOU.
I'll second the motion. Commissioner Thompson.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to approve the MOU regarding the HVAC specialist. Are there any comments, questions? Will this person be in the, which contract will they be under, the fleet and facilities?
They will be.
Okay.
That is down there. Along list of civilians, that contract.
Okay. Okay, if there are no questions or anything, all in favor of approving the MOU for the facilities HVAC specialist, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And carried unanimously. And we have a memorandum of understanding for the logistics clerk. If I could have a motion and a second to approve that.
Again, I'll move that MOU, Mr. Chairman.
Second,
Is that you, Bill?
yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, there is a motion and a second to approve the MOU for the logistics clerk. Any comments, questions?
Yes, I couldn't get my unmuted for the last one, but it's the same question on this one. On item 1, it says the union will hire civilians. Am I missing something about how the process, or is it just wording?
That was an error on my part, Commissioner. That was fixed. I appreciate Commissioner Berg bringing that to Director again, Joe's attention. We made that correction. The union's aware of it, and there's an email correspondence between Vice President Jason and I, and so that's since been resolved.
And for the commissioners who aren't here physically, the version that we have in front of us for these two MOUs has that correction, Bill.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, if there's no other comments, all in favor of approving the MOU for the logistics clerk, say aye.
Aye.
All right,
Aye. Opposed? All right, carried unanimously. Thank you. All right, resolution number 633, surplus vehicles.
Sure. Resolution 633, a resolution of the Board of Fire Commissioners of South King Fire and Rescue, King County, Washington, authorizing the sale of surplus department vehicles. Adopted by the Board of Fire Commissioners of South King Fire and Rescue, King County, Washington, at the regular meeting this 25th day of May, 2023, with the following commissioners present and voting.
All right, is there a motion and a second to approve resolution 633?
Mr. Chair, I move approval of resolution 633.
Second?
Okay, the resolution, has been a motion and a second to approve the resolution. Any comments, questions? All right, hearing none, all in favor of approving resolution 633, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carried. Thank you. All right, administrative team report.
Well, with the pretty comprehensive report that you have, I think I'll just defer to any questions the board may have of any particular member.
I don't have any questions or comments and would simply echo what Commissioner Fuller mentioned. It's an excellent report. And I haven't been able to think since Hope Bourne asked for any improvements. I think it's very comprehensive, as Bill said, and thorough. If I think of any, I will offer them. Thank you.
I have a question in the safety and training, professional development, health and safety. Previously, we had some hopeful expression for this program in Seattle. Has that died out, or is that still being pursued in professional development?
Commissioner Fuller, I'm not sure if Chief Cheney is on the line or not. He's best to answer this question.
He just left the meeting.
He just left the meeting. I can't say for sure if it has died out. I'd have to defer to Chief Cheney on that.
Okay,
I will
I
certainly
guess the next one's for him
dig
too.
into it. I'll dig into it and I'll send the commissioners a report on what I find.
Okay. Yeah, I know he's about ready to go out the door, so. Under peer support group, there's discussion regarding the use of critical incident stress debriefings. do we do critical incident stress debriefings? Now, it showed a whole bunch of programs that might be useful. But down at the end of it says that peer support team has been working hard behind the scenes to improve the mental awareness. And there's just a question, are we doing those debriefings now?
Lieutenant Peterson and I have tried to meet numerous times. He has some ideas on what he would like to see, and I'm fully in support of that. I will say that as a matter of just routine, I don't believe they're happening on every particular high, risk call that our crews are seeing. And I will be the first to admit there's room for improvement. The overall, just kind of a blanket statement, the overall mental health awareness and training has taken a turn for the better, but there is room to go. But to answer your question specifically, I don't believe those are going on with every particular call that may need it, if that answers your question at all.
Yes, I think it does, but I just want to emphasize the with the number of shootings that we've been having lately, those are certainly going to be critical incidents for those involved in responding to those.
Yep. I believe Chief Van Valkenburg's on the line and would like to comment on this also. Dave, you out there?
Rick's on that. D2 just jumped back and Rick's back.
Okay. Chief Cheney's back on the line. Rick, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I lost you for a brief moment.
Okay, Commissioner Fuller had a couple of questions. I think they're best answered by you.
Go ahead.
Is the program that we talked about rather enthusiastically in previous reports with Seattle on professional development, is that still alive, or has that been put on the back burner?
It's still alive. It'll be a part of the program. It just won't be our program. We'll be invited to utilize their program. We can put people in there, and if we get enough enrollees where we start inundating them, then they'll create one down south. So, but it's still going to be the Seattle program, and we're welcome to be part of it. So that's how it's going to develop as of now.
Rick, go ahead, Bill.
JATC is going to be an important part of that with, I understand, with their program at Bates, and is that correct?
Could you repeat that? You cut out on
That's the program at Bates, getting a bachelor's degree equivalency makes it a pretty important part of the program.
Yes, it's an option. It's all built on options so that it can be tailored to the individual. But yes, it'll be designed around the leadership portion, which is what we want to do.
Rick,
I
this
guess
is
I'll ask a general question. In several times we've said it's up to the individual. And is there somebody mentoring people to help them decide where they think they ought to go, what their skills and interests are, and which courses to take? I'm just concerned that when we say that, we don't provide the guidance or mentoring that someone might need to head the right direction.
Right. That'll be covered in their quarterly reviews or the personnel evaluations. They'll sit down with their officer and they'll review that. And the officer will get a glimpse on what they want to do, and there'll be the chart there that they can sit there and go through it and figure out what they want to do. Some of it is self-directed. You know, we can't make everybody do everything because some of it is self-development. And so that's all listed in there. And what it'll come down to is if the district or the fire department, whoever's adopting the program, wants to put something in there specific or make it mandatory, then they can do that. And part of it will have to be negotiated. I can't do that piece of it, but the whole thing's in there. So there's a menu so that people can pick from that, whether it's the department or the individual.
Okay, my last question was about the critical incident debriefings. Are we doing them now?
We haven't had one for quite some time, and nobody's requested one. They're usually handled when there's either a request or somebody sees a need for them. And so far, I know of none that have happened recently.
It doesn't sound like a very good way to promote the program, and that people would, you know, for example, would go to a gunshot event, that there ought to be an incident debriefing on something like that, and it isn't a choice. Everybody has to go. That's just my opinion, but that's important, and I have a big concern about mental health, and hope that we are putting the right emphasis on mental health, so that we don't have a disastrous result from a mental health issue that we didn't spot and could have seen. I guess it's just a general concern, but particularly with critical incidents.
Well, let's back up a little bit on that. We have the peer review folks out there, and then we have the timeouts when they get back. They can sit down and debrief and be taken out of service, and that's how it works right now. And so the peer reviewers are out there assessing and seeing if there's anybody out there, and they're checking on them. And if there is a big event, then we can call a debriefing. But usually on those debriefings, they're not required to attend. That's one component of them. They're not a requirement. We can't force somebody to go into one of those, and that's one of their rules.
By their rules, you mean labor's rules?
No, the critical incident stress debriefing teams.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we have a very good grip on what's going on the down at the ground level. Lieutenant Peterson's doing a fantastic job on that. I wish he was here to answer it, because he can answer it better than I can. But I gave you an overview of what's going on, and I know of no real crisis out there. I've heard of none. But our peer support team is out there making sure that people are doing okay.
Do we get any reports back from them on?
I talked to Lieutenant Peterson here recently, and we're going to start putting that piece into the commissioner's report, so that you'll see that how many contacts that they're making, because he gets a report back from them how many contacts that they make with the firefighters out there.
Okay.
And he'll start giving you more pieces that I can't.
Question.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Rick, this is Dave Berger.
Uh-huh.
Going back to the professional development program,
Uh-huh.
I think the last time you reported on this a month or two ago, Rick, you said that the approval of our district participating in the Seattle program was pending the chief's review and approval in Seattle. Has that occurred yet? And if so, is the dollar amount for any individual from our district participating in that program been determined?
There is a tuition, and the tuition is really not very high for the quality of work it is, and I can't tell you off the top of my head, but I want to say it's like $1,800. It could be less. But Chief Scoggins does not want to relinquish control of the thing. He wants it to be pockets throughout the state, and he doesn't want it to become South King County Fire Training's program. So we're going to honor that, and we're invited up there, and we can be part of that. And so that's one vehicle that somebody can go to get their leadership training. There's the college programs, there's other ones. So it's really a smorgasbord that.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm just trying to clarify, is that been officially approved? In other words, is there something in writing that says that this district, any other fire district, fire agency can participate in the program?
That's the way it's the way it's designed now. You can, any firefighter can apply to the program and be approved into it. That's their design, not ours.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Berger, it's Dave Van Valkenburg. So on the Executive Leadership Academy, the tuition is actually $4,200 per participant. The applications are open right now. It's been pushed out once by UW, and the board the board of the ELA will meet to pick the participants. I'm actually a member of the board for the ELA with UW in Seattle, and it's always been open to any fire department that wishes to apply. Priorities given to King County, and then participants from outside of King County. The target audience is captain and above, those wishing to be chief officers. So we're going to start hopefully getting some applications from our folks to participate.
Thanks for the further clarification, Dave.
You're welcome, sir.
Any other comments, questions on the admin team report? May budget.
Okay. On the revenue front, as you saw, Finance sent out a revenue report for the month ending of April. We were down a little bit in our revenue in terms of what I expected to see with property tax collection. It's not uncommon for property tax revenues to start to trickle in March, kind of peak in April, and then we'll continue to get some payments as we move into May. So I'll be working with Finance to look at revenue closely to ensure that we're closer to that 50% mark by the end of May. I just wanted to point that out, that it was not quite in line with what I expected to see, but no cause for concern. On the expense side of the house, we're doing quite well. We're at 9,900% under budget, so looking rather good. And tonight we have Summer here for the specifics.
All right. Mid-month utilities totaled at $196,892.24. Accounts payable warrants totaling at $1,356,598.99. Payroll direct deposit totaling at $1,417,972.50. EFTPS payroll taxes totaling at $305,603.46. Medical claims processed as of May 23rd, 2023, totaling at $219,723.46, bringing our grand total to $3,496,790.65.
Have we ever, have our vouchers, our monthly vouchers ever hit 3.5 million before?
That should be about the average based off of our budget. So I can't I don't recall, I believe it has gone over 3.5 million. I
Okay,
don't recall how often, I can circle back with you on that.
okay. All right. Okay,
I have a question for Joe.
sure.
Joe, I'm looking at the total roll up for the whole district page, the top page. And while regular salaries are a little under the 41%, which would be proportionate, 5/12, overtime's about 10% higher than its line item. About 8%. So are you expecting overtime to trend down as additional positions are filled so that regular salaries will go up proportionately? And what is the trend going in the right direction, both lower on overtime, higher on regular salaries?
That should be the trend. That's what we would expect. We have several unfilled positions. We have positions we're filling in operations. So we expect overtime to be high right now, but the goal would be for that as we bring people on board, salaries will go up and the overtime should level out.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. I'd like to have a motion and a second to approve the vouchers.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, I'll second that motion to approve.
Okay, thank you. All right, there's a motion and a second to approve the vouchers. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. All right, motion carried unanimously. All right. Any other last comments? Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.